Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 14th edition of the MAUDCAST. I don't know why my brother is speaking in the background. No respect over here. No respect. Goodbye, brother. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hi, everybody. How's everything going? Happy Monday. It's a great day to be modified. You know, it didn't get modified today. My hair. I don't know what's happening with my hair today. I have a very, very exciting guest today. It is one of my dear, dear friends from one of my favorite places in the world, Brazil. Hold on, I'm just gonna pin right here so you know his name. I'm just pinning. How's everybody doing? Tell me where you're from. Where are you checking in from? Let's see. All right. Hey, everybody. Hi. All right. Jen, you just love me, girl. I look crazy. This hair is a mess. I just got off an awesome panel for Point Park University. But I didn't realize my hair looked, well, I think it maybe looks better. I don't know. You know, natural hair. Who knows what's going to happen. Hey, Annapolis. It's close to where I'm from, the DMV. Hey, Leah, checking in from the living room. We got Jen from Boston, Bermuda. Oh, how it would be nice to be in Bermuda. Hey, Memphis. I'm going to call in my guest, the one and only Giuliano. Hi, Giuliano. All the way from Brazil. Hi, Emma. Hi, Giselle. Oi, Giuliano.
Oi, man.
Tudo bom? Hey, how's it going? All right.
All right, all good. Better now that I'm talking to you.
I love it. So, everybody, I'm going to give you your proper intro. Hold on. I just need to turn something on my phone up. Okay. Everybody, first of all, thank you for joining the MAUDCAST. This is my brother, my dear brother, all the way from Brazil. I've known Giuliano now for 10 years. Wow, that's a long time. He's an amazing tap dancer and also a marketing genius and social media and all that good stuff, and an entrepreneur. And he gives back to the community where he is from in Brazil. So everybody give it up for my guest, Giuliano. He is my first.
Hey, thank you so much, Maud.
Thank you for being here. You're actually my first Brazilian guest.
Really?
You beat Giselle.
I thought you already did. Oh, yeah, I thought you already did
no,
with Giselle.
You beat Giselle.
Okay. All right.
She's right here right now. She's eating.
I know.
I went all the way. Yes, come say hi, Giselle. So then you won't be alone. This is Giselle, everybody. She too is from Brazil, but she's in America.
Giuliano!
Amiga, tô morrendo de saudade. Eu te amo,
this, okay? You're worse than me.
Accept it.
No.
Accept
this is
it.
not right. Mom, this is not right.
Sorry.
I deal with your pictures
Giuliano
every day. Now it's my turn.
Flyers every week for the MAUDCAST. So thank you, Giuliano. You're the bomb.com.
Beijo, amigo.
Obrigado.
Beijo, amigo.
Beijo, amigo.
Before the end of the MAUDCAST today, Giuliano, we're going to teach, you're going to teach some people some basic Portuguese so that in the event they come to Brazil or make a Brazilian friend, they will know something, okay? Yes.
Okay, great.
So, Giuliano, how are you feeling? How is everything in Brazil going right now with coronavirus and being a dancer? How is everything going?
Well, it's a really tough moment, like it is in everywhere in the world now. Oh, thank you so much.
The blue hair too.
Blue is my favorite color.
I love it.
Thank you. I'm trying to take this is a moment in my life that I'm trying to bring more passion about my hair. So it's like I'm really taking care of my curly hair, and also I put some color on it. I said, okay, this is my hair.
I love it. We all have those moments.
Yes. So I'm trying to taking care of that. Here in Brazil, it's a really difficult moment because we don't have job, we don't have spaces. Now everything is starting to open again. The places to have concerts, shows, but it's like not for many people. We still have too many cases and too much death with coronavirus. It's a really delicate moment. The dance studios are reopening, like
Uh-huh.
in the US, but just with 10 or 12 students, and like they have some feet apart, one from each other. And for the dancer specifically, when you are a singular dancer, like for shows, it's a really bad moment. Like Anita, the biggest singers, just now they are starting to hire again a few dancers just for like some video shoots, not for the whole concert or something like that. So it's a really bad moment. The thing that I did, I create my own platform, like you are one of the guests. And this week, my students will have class with Mod. I create my own platform because it was the only way to make some money with the tap dance. Because I was not teaching a regular studio. I was just, it was like 6 months after I came back to Brazil. I was doing a tour after
Mm-hmm.
Tap in Rio. So I had a bunch of plans and everything stopped. So it's like, and marketing also the other side, the marketing is the first thing that everybody cut
It's
from
true.
the budget. So no clients. So it was the point where I decided to create my own platform to make some
And
money.
how have you been staying positive just during this time? You know, after your teaching tour got canceled, like what did you do to not just get depressed and just give up on it and still do work? Like, because you then created something, you didn't stop. So how did you do that, and what did you do to stay centered?
First of all, I decided to go back to the start point, to my birth city, to my first studio, to my first dance teacher. She's like my mom. So I said, okay, what are we going to do now? The first thing I thought was my family. The second thing was the social project where I came from because they don't have money at all. At least I have my marketing
Mm-hmm.
stuff to do. They didn't have how should they take class and everything
Yeah.
else. So I went back to my grandparents' place, breath during a few weeks, like thinking, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? The only question was, what's next? Okay, Zoom classes, first of all. Second of all, what everybody is doing around the road, not just here in
I have a
Brazil.
quick question
Let's
for you,
think out of
Giuliano.
the box.
Do you in Brazil get unemployment? Because in America, we have unemployment. So if you like lose your job, the government will send you money. And at the beginning of COVID, for a few months.
Yes, I got it, but after like 2 months, I was not the first group of persons. They had some priority. I'm still receiving that. It's not too much money. It's like the really low budget, but it
Got you,
helps.
for
It
sure.
helps. Even because I'm paying for my sister college, so it helps a lot
Good.
with that. Yeah. So I took some weeks and then I decided, okay, let's start over. Let's start over. Let's start from the basic point on my city, what I can do here. It's videos, it's TikTok, it's learn again. Let's stop, let's
Mm-hmm.
learn. Okay, let's hear the people. So you are the first person that I made alive. And when I made all that lives in the first month of the the COVID situation, it was good for me to hear from
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Okay, what this person's story can inspire me to not give up on my career right now, because I had a story with depression and panic. So I know that if I didn't did anything, I could go back and fall again on that. So that's how I was doing to stay positive.
Mm.
But in the middle of the process, I lost my grandma
I'm so
last month,
sorry. I'm so
and
sorry.
she was, thank you. She was everything, everything. I grew up with her, not with my mom. And it's been a really challenging moment. And it's again the point where you ask how to stay positive. That's the question. How? So I have
Yes.
friends. I have angels, like I call them. I have angels that I'm never alone. I call them. Giselle, it's one of them. You know
Yes.
how many times I called her. And she called me like, Giuliano, what you're doing? Giuliano, what's your next project? Giuliano, wake up. So it's this energy that is making me, okay, let's go. We can push through it. And then when you and Chloe called me, I'll say, can you record Savage? And we can make something for Pride. I said, okay, it's not the end. It was like an energy to, I can do something even
Mm-hmm.
here. I moved to my own space, my own place here. I have a room now. During during now the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, this pandemic. So it's a bunch of changes, and the thing that made me stay positive, it's always think like the Giuliano that had 11 years old back in 2005, what he was thinking when he started to do tap dance. What was the reason that moved me keep studying, make college and tap and go to DC, go to LA, Chicago and move, come back, blah, 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 blah,
Uh-huh.
blah, blah. Because it was the point where I found the answers to not give up. Because there was a few days that where I thought, yeah, it's time to give up. Let's go back to some marketing business and just work
But
for someone else. And
what's
then
interesting is even in like the thought of giving up, it's like everything closed. So it wasn't like just tap dance wasn't making any money. It was like, at the beginning, even for us, we were like, okay, so there's no tap class, there's no DC Tap Fest, there's no choreography, but also there's no waitressing, there's no bartending, there's no babysitting. What is the industry? Like every artist's side hustle dried up. In America too.
and then it went to the point it went the point to it, we got the point where you and Chloe's been working hard on it for years. The internet, the power of the internet, making shows, making videos, putting on challenges, making lives. So everybody, the people who never thought
Mm-hmm.
about it started to have to thought, okay, what can my business thing do on the internet to
Exactly.
sell, to work with that? Okay, I don't have waitress, but can the waitress work for Uber Eats? Can he work for something like that? So other options to
Yeah,
yes,
you
keep
have to stay
connected.
connected.
Yes, someone else
And I
said that.
think that it's ironic because you're right. We've always been very internet heavy, but not in teaching on the internet, more like promoting our work and putting our work out there in more of our dance videos. But because we had a pretty good feeling of a knowledge of it and an audience from the internet, transitioning was slightly easier. Also, we had an amazing friend here who is truly an angel in our lives, who's a tech genius,
Yeah.
who helped us really put it online in a great way. But I think for people who resisted the internet and resisted technology, this like punched them in the face because there was nothing
Yes.
except Zoom and Instagram.
Nothing. And was it was we got the point where the artists have to put down the ego and understand that you have to start over and learn, because many people got it to the point in their careers that they think they don't need to learn
Yep.
anything. Everybody just have to bow down to the
Mm-hmm.
person and okay, let me follow you. No, 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 not my love. Now it's time to learn again, start over, ask people, what can I do? How can I open Instagram? How can I do a live on
Yes.
YouTube? Ask your friend that said, I don't have money. Can we just exchange our knowledges and make something? So it was really challenging. I saw that and I felt in many artists around
Mm-hmm.
the globe a question of ego, not what they saw that they need to learn, but they didn't want to learn that the internet was a solution. It was not the moment to I'm the best or I did many things. No, at this point you did
You
nothing and
don't
you don't
you
have
don't
money.
have a
So
job. So if you were touring 30
no,
cities last year dancing or performing, you don't have a job. So I think that that's so important to talk about, is peeling back those layers. What's interesting too is I have found rather that some people that I know who are very successful, not just artists, but like who have money and like have cushion money, had to peel back layers and find time to be still to find joy. Because money is like lack of money is a big problem for most of the world. Like, I mean, poverty is the number one killer in the world. It's poverty. It's not coronavirus. It's not HIV. It's poverty. Period. People die
it's
because they are
poverty.
poor. But then you have a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
who have a lot of money who are not happy. And during a time like this, where you can have all the money in the world, you can't fly anywhere. Maybe your friends aren't close to you. Maybe you don't have any real friends because you just are used to buying things for people and taking, doing things for them. So I think everybody, if you have money and even if you didn't, had to really humble themselves and say, like, who are my real friends? Like, who's going to help me out? This is the lowest of the low. Who's going to help me out in that time? And what's amazing, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for people watching here, I have been to Brazil 20 or 21 times in my life. And my Brazilian family is like my real family. Like Giselle, who you just saw pop in, she and I live together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Alex just said it's been a time of reckoning. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Alex. um,
Happy
but
belated
it's like
birthday.
Giuliano and I, going back to what you guys said earlier, you and Alex both said you have to stay connected. We never lost touch at the beginning of this pandemic. Like, nothing missed a beat. And I want to also commend you, Giuliano, for also reaching out to me and Giselle and like the other friends, tap dance friends, who and you wrote us when one of our other tap dancer friends had hit a dark depression, and you said we need to check on her.
Yeah.
We need to, like, all hands on deck. Everybody, like, this is what she's going through. We all need to help her. And I just got the chills thinking about it because it's such a testament to who you are. Like, you're going through your own problems, trying to get a job, pay your rent, your grandmother's not well, like all this stuff, and you still took the time to reach out to people who you knew would care about our friend because you had that much love for her. And I think that that's so important right now. And what made you, like,
Yes.
how did, like, I mean, it's who you are, but explain that so maybe somebody else will be inspired to do the same.
So to explain that, I have to explain my story because I grew up with my grandparents. We were in a really poor situation back in that days. Really poor. I know how it is to not have food at home. Oh, my sister is
Oi,
here. Oi,
Julia.
Julia. Pretinha tá aqui. We went to a really, really poor situation where we don't have food, where I have to ask for the neighbors for something that me, grandma, and my grandfather could eat. And at that time, we found some real friends that just came to our house. Hey, here's the meal for the week. Hey, here's the vegetables. Here, I just came back from my farm and this is something for. So I learned since from the beginning of my life that solidarity and look to the other people, it's always important. And even then, I remember my grandma, many poor people knocking on our door asking for food back in that days, and she never said I don't have anything. She always said I have rice or I have just beans. Do you mind? And I could see the hope on their eyes when my grandma gave them something. So now, when everything started, and my some of my friends called me say, "Ju, you always talk about depression. You always talk about anxiety. So let me tell you something. I'm in a depression situation, and I just came back from my doctor, and he said that I have to take care because I'm just going down, down." I said, "What can I do? Can I listen to you? Do you need money? Do you want to come back to? Do you want to come to my house?" I even said that because someone else did that to me. When I moved to America, uh, Nick did that to me. He opened his house. Roxanne opened her day to say, "Hey, brother, where you want to go? Hey, brother, where are you teaching? Hey, brother, good morning." So other people did that to me. Even you, Chloe, Charles, many people did that to me. So now it came the time. So hold on, stop. This person did that. This person. Okay, my personal life will always happen. It will always happen. Problems we will always have. But how you deal with that, it's the most important thing. We have to look to each
Mm-hmm.
other. I was just saying that on that panel discussion that I participated. I will not mention that now, but you know what I'm talking. I said something in Portuguese. I'll try to translate. I said, when you don't take care of your friend, or even if your friend is an artist or not, it's like we have the sky and we have the stars. So it's like you have a start taking off or
Uh-huh.
turning down the it light. So it's like if you don't take care, every day another star will come down, 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 and then you don't have any
I
stars in the
love
sky.
that. Yeah, because
You don't
stars,
have
their
light.
fire burns out. They could die. Yeah.
Yes. So that was my point. And then when I made my platform, I called many of my friends because I knew the situation that everybody was into it. I said, I don't have my, I literally, I have zero reais
Hey,
now. I
eyes,
have zero.
everybody is their
But
currency.
as
It's like saying I have $0.
yes, yes. I don't have anything, but I can pay you when you record a class. I can use your pictures to people ask you for workshops and Zoom classes. Can you help me with that? And then many friends said that. And behind the group of teachers, I have 10 students from around Brazil that always are with scholarship on Tapping Rio, this, that. I hired them, said, hey, I don't have money, but if someone else buy from your link, I can give you 10%, 20%. I can give you a commission from their registration. Do you want to work with me? I can teach you everything I know from marketing and social media. Because all the students was like
Yeah,
hopeless.
I mean,
They were
it's
all
scary, and
didn't have
there are no
option.
options. And if it was scary for us in America, I just remember the first like week of the pandemic, because of course we have the programs in Providencia and MAUDCAST. All I could think about was those kids there, and in Providencia their water tank had broken, so they didn't have water like to bathe, drink, all that. And that's when Chloe and I were like, we have to do something. Like we have to help we have to do something, because if it's hard for us in America, a third world country, forget about it. And then artists, forget about it. And then people of color, forget about it. Gay people, forget about it. Nobody cares. The government is not doing anything. Your president is horrific. I mean, same here. But
He's the same way as Trump, guys. Just to let you all understand, he's the same. The same. Even when he was not the president, he was using Trump
yeah,
pictures to tell
their
to Brazil,
president is
this
obsessed.
gonna
Their
be the
president
new
has an
era.
obsession with Donald Trump
Yes.
to like be his best friend and to like
Mhm.
be his like Brazilian representative. It's a mess. For example, Americans can fly to Brazil right now. Brazilians are not allowed to fly into America. And I'm like, and this is not because of coronavirus. This is always, if you want to fly into America as Brazilian, you have to go through like this crazy visa process. And it costs a lot of money.
We can't just go to America. We need to get to a really long visa process. But if you are an American citizen, you can just
Exactly.
go.
And I love Brazil. So, speaking about something positive and fun, what do you love about your country? And then, what do you love about America? Because Giuliano has lived in America. He's in Brazil now, but he lived in America and is planning on coming back post-pandemic. So what are like your top, what do you love? If somebody is listening here has never been to Brazil, why should they come? What do you love about it?
First thing of all, as you can see with my relation with Maud, it's the people in my country. First thing of all, they are always smiling. They always have a huge hug. They are always positive. Like, oh, are you from America? If they don't know English, they will make a way that
He
they
didn't
can talk
speak
with you
English when we
and
met.
help you. Yeah.
None.
Not a word, not a word. After I met you, I got a scholarship, and then I learned English in an English school. No. And so the people, when I was living in America, it was the most hardest thing because I miss so much my friends. Like, if you come to Brazil, the first thing you're gonna make friends in the airport, in the bus, in the taxi, in the hotel, and it's like family. The next day they are bringing food to you, they are bringing their kids you met you, they are giving you gifts. So
Alex, I'd like to think I'm low-key Brazilian.
that's but Maud is more Brazilian than many friends that I have. Yes. And in America, I love it. First of all, the seasons,
Oh
like the
yeah.
weather, I could see the seasons. It's beautiful in DC where I live, like the spring, the summer, the winter. In Brazil, it's
But
always
and
summer.
you know that's what I love.
Where I live in Brazil,
You can
it's
have
always
fall,
summer
you
in
can
Brazil.
have winter. I'll take summer all year round and a little spring.
It's
I
always summer. In America, first of all, the seasons. And the second thing, how it's professional, the business industry. I could learn so much, but so much with passion, not just doing for doing. No, it's passionate that people, I saw people working in the business industry, making their lives. So I could see that it was possible to me when I moved to America. Not just when I moved. The first times I went to the festival, because before I moved, guys, I was I'll be always a scholarship student from Chloe
He's
and
an
Maud Foundation
OG
programs.
scholarship
So I went,
student, guys. Me and Chloe have been doing this a long
yes,
time.
many times I went to, even when I graduated in college, I'll never forget, I was not supposed to go to America because I spent too much money paying for party and everything else for my family. And then Chloe and Maud at Tapping Rio party said, "No, it's your gift. We are giving you your tickets.
Yeah.
You are gonna fly to America and you are gonna participate and you are gonna host our
It was
jam." It
his
was the first time I
college
hosted a jam.
graduation gift. We couldn't do it. Oh, Alex, he lived in DC. We couldn't do it without Giuliano. And if you know Chloe and I, if there's a will, there's a way. And we just love Giuliano. It's as simple as that. But also for anybody listening, any young people that are, our students, he also works really, really hard. So it's not, we don't just reward people because we like them, but also we tend to like
No.
people who work hard. But I also think that people who work hard are attracted to us because we're really nice, but we're also not lazy. Even for the kids on here, like Alex is the mom of Emma. Egypt is on here. Egypt is 9.
Oh, my mom
Oi,
is here. Oh,
mine.
mine.
And they all know we work hard. And so everybody works hard. And so we're just so proud. Miss Dana is here. Hi, Miss Dana. Hey, Goldie.
Thank you so much, everybody. But here's the thing: when I first met Chloe and Maud,
I was
but
second, but I'm the
both
favorite.
of them,
Sorry.
she was always the person who I called and can you make some video to me to my project? Yes. What's the words? Blah blah blah. Okay, done. If I did it with Chloe, it's just some days, and then she made it. But the thing is, first of all, I could see two black women really working, making their money with tap, and they look at similar to my mom. My mom is black and she have curly hair, so I could see someone else close to me. I could see some representation on them, but at the same time, they were always on the phone, but not on the phone chatting or Instagramming, like not. Um, they were always working. I could see them working, and that was the thing that I love it. Since I saw they are doing just like me. They are planning the next project. One time they were talking about DC. Next time, oh, the merch project. The other time, okay, classes. Okay, the next incorporated lady. Blah blah. And that's it. That's the rhythm that I like in my life, like this. And then I brought that to my project.
Progress. The first time I met Giuliano, we were at a tap festival in San Jose, and he told me, y'all, I really didn't fully understand what he was saying because he didn't speak English. My Portuguese wasn't great at the time. All I understood was that he was doing something in the community where he was from, and I was like, sure, I don't know, I don't remember. Did I donate money or I don't remember.
Yes, I was. It was in the really beginning of the time that people could do crowdfunding,
Yes.
so they didn't know anything here. But I found that people were already doing that here, and I said I'm gonna do it at festival in my city. It's gonna be free to 30 people from my social project, and that's the point. End of the line. That's it. I'm gonna do that. And then I called Maud. I saw Maud at the festival. I took some classes and I said, I just have this shot to ask her if she can do this video to me.
And I was like, yes.
And I said, okay, let's try.
I mean, you know us. Like, if somebody's trying to do something good, and if I can help at all, it's a yes. Like, I think that people oftentimes, when they're asked a question to maybe help, they think about all the bad things that can happen, or like, I don't know, and all this stuff. Yo, I didn't know Giuliano. He took my class with Zlan. That's it. Like, we had fun in chat class. I knew he was a good dancer, and he had a really big smile, and he had braces and big smile, and he was so funny. But again, we didn't speak the same language except the language of dance. And then, no. Yeah, he was like, I want to help people. I want to help kids in my neighborhood. And I'm like, yes. Giuliano, there's a question for you. It's a great question. It's, how does race play out in Brazil? Oi, mãe, obrigada. Oi, Julia. Yes, I'll see you in Brazil, girl. We're coming to
America. Next year, maybe Julia goes to Tap Rio.
Okay.
If you come,
then
you
if
both
Tap
can
Rio is happening.
But she's not a tap dancer. She's a jazz dancer. She's
but
a
she
really
can come to my Afro Funk class. Also,
yes,
if Tap in Rio is happening, guess who's coming?
Oh, for sure. For now, yes, it's happening. For those who want to come, it's January 25th to 30th. We are trying to make. I'm also the marketing director of Tap Rio. That's why I know.
It's all COVID pending, but we're planning on going, and me and Chloe will be teaching.
Yes, it was, and it's gonna. Stephen are planning everything with all these restrictions to not many people and blah blah blah.
So open the windows. We should just open the windows and wear some masks.
Yeah, we are looking for a good space where we can do that, and then the tapping reel just happens because we need the
or
energy
do the classes outside.
Classes. We can't do that on virtual.
We should just do the classes outside. We might die and faint in the heat, but in the sun, could you imagine in the sun?
True, it's so hot.
Sorry, but Giuliano, how does race? So my friend who asked,
the question,
Alex, she's Haitian, and so everybody in Haiti is black for the most part, right, Alex? I would say so. If anything, there's like colorism, but race in Brazil, I find absolutely fascinating and devastating. Please explain, Giuliano.
Okay. Let me try to figure out how to explain here. It's sad that I had to say that, but there's a lot of racism here. Even it's a really Brazil. It's a mix of cultures. That there's no just one culture. We are a bunch of cultures here in the same country, but there's a lot of racism. A lot of racism. People are fighting for their rights now more than ever. But we are far behind the US and other countries that has been doing that for centuries. We were one of the last countries to stop
abolish slavery.
The slavery.
Y'all, I think, are 1889.
Yes, 1889. Yes, good. And also, we are one of the unfortunately, we are one of the countries where murders of women and LGBT community are one of the most, the biggest numbers by hour. So, but in an hour, it's like, I don't know the numbers now exactly, but it's like we are not the first, but I think we are the third country in the world with the biggest number of deaths of women and LGBT. And from these communities, we know that Black people are the ones that die first. So at the same time that it's a really smiling country, you have another background of poverty and of racism, and we are trying to fight for our rights more than ever. So as much as we can talk and share about it, more people will have information to fight for their rights. When oh, sorry, I forgot his name, died this year when the Black Lives Matter
George Floyd
started the movement. George Floyd died. I had to explain to many of my Brazilian friends that were like blind, said, hey, it could be me. I was in DC like 6 months ago. Wake up. And even nowadays, in the city where I live, where I have my own space, where I pay my bills, it's not in the most poverty place in the city. I can die on the street at 9 p.m. because the cops can think that okay, I'm stealing a phone. I cannot have an iPhone here in Brazil. It's really expensive. So to the white people, it's not right. So we are far behind on our rights. We are fighting hard. As a dancer, there's no many places, there's no many shows, concerts, workshops. That's one of the reasons that I open in my own platform. That's one of the reasons that I support Foundation projects like Madureira, like Providência, because okay, if they don't open the doors, okay, we shut the door. We took the door down and then we open our own door because there's no main space. The way that I found to start as a professional tap dancer in Brazil, I lied to the directors of studios and said, hey, I'm going to be in your city for these days. Do you want to have a workshop with me? And then the person said, oh, for sure. How much is your price? I said, like, 100 reais. It's a
Very
really
low
low price. It was a lie because I was not supposed to
This
be on
is
their
an
city.
amazing
So
hack. I love this.
I just took a really cheap bus and then I went to their city as a Giuliano Antonio, really professional. I never did a workshop. I was just a student, but I needed money because at that time I need to make money to go to your festival as a scholarship student. So I said, okay, the only way, if people don't call me to make a show, if I am not white, if I'm not blonde, blah, 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 okay, I'm going to be Giuliano Antonio now. Giuliano Antonio, who is this guy? An amazing tap dancer who talk, word tap you, blah, 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 blah,
that
blah, blah.
that is brilliant. Exactly, Alex. That's brilliant. I also would just like to add. Well, first of all, that's brilliant. I love it. I should start using that. Like, I'm gonna be in your city. Is that I've seen racism in Brazil. It's crazy. The first time I went to Brazil, I was 17, so that was 17 years ago. And I remember being in Bahia, and there were these shirts that said like 100% negra or 100% negro. And I was like, what is that? You know, I was young. And they were like, they're having like a civil rights social movement of Black pride. And I was like, now? Aren't they late? You know, I'm in high school. And that's how I found out I started getting interested in the history because I'm like, wow, slavery was abolished so much later than in the United States. But also the access was never, not that, and in America, Black people don't have much access. But like in America, I know several upwardly mobile Black people who have money, who own property, who are rich. In Brazil, I've been 20 or 21 times. I've only met one Black person who was not poor. And if you know me, you know I talk to everybody and their mama. So it's not that I'm not talking to people. It's that they do not exist. They exist this much in Brazil. And actually, we all went to dinner with him last year. And
it was a huge moment.
You guys, we go to Brazil in January. We asked like Giuliano and Giselle, we're like, oh, our friend is connecting us to this guy. He wants us to have dinner. He's our friend from America, but his friend lives in Brazil. He's Brazilian. Do you know this guy? And we say his name, and they're like, what? You know him? And we're like, no. They were like, that's like we were in America and said, so our friend wants us to go to dinner with Barack Obama. So this guy was the
Yes.
And we end up going to dinner.
Yes, he was supposed to be our president. No, I can't. But I understood his reasons when we talked
Giuliano,
to him.
explain like who he is to you guys.
Oh my gosh, we are talking about Joaquim Barbosa. He was the minister, not what the minister, the black minister. He was the highest position in our political world here, and he fought for many rights. He sent many people to the jail. Like he started to clean.
He sent all the government.
And then when
he sent the government officials to jail, right? Who were corrupt. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then he was when started the election running. The president started to come. Everybody was making like Twitter trends, like hashtags to put him as one of the next options. But then he quit his position, and then he disappeared for a time, like We knew that he was in America. We knew that he was not in the country, even because it was dangerous to him. Imagine a person with money, black, sending many rich white people to the jail.
I don't know if y'all know,
He doesn't
but
have
in
a life. You
Brazil,
need it.
like everybody in the government for a year or two was getting sent to prison for money laundering, stealing money, just insanity. And this guy was like taking on, like, he was the head.
Joaquin Barbosa is his name.
He was fighting for it. And so this guy's amazing.
He doesn't have social media, but you can see about him on the
Google
website.
him.
He told us he doesn't have.
He needs to have a movie about him, because what
I think he had Twitter.
He
maybe,
has Twitter, no
not
Instagram
or Facebook.
But you can Google him. He has like a Wikipedia.
No, yes.
But he needs a movie, because what he has done for black people and for just goodness in Brazil is amazing. And he was so nice to us.
So nice. I was like, what I'm doing to my life that I'm in the same table as him?
You're being a good person. And Giuliano and Joaquim are from the same, like, small city. Remember? He was like, oh, that.
Yes, he's from really close from here, from my city. A really small city like mine, and he's really close to you.
I mean, it was amazing. And Chloe and I, y'all, had no idea. Could you imagine if one of your friends from out of the country was like, do you know this guy named Barack Obama? Do you want to go to dinner with us and him? I wish somebody would do that for me. I'd be like,
I wish too. One day I'm praying for
I pray for it too. I need to have dinner with him. Michelle.
Someone else said here, Giuliano is like the CEO of fighting for and going for your dreams. Thank you so much. I learned with amazing people like Chloe, Maud, Steven, Adriana, and many other good people. Thank you so much. Someone else said here. Hannah Gordon said, you always know how to rock in a denim jacket.
Dear friends, Hannah was a guest on the podcast 2 weeks ago. Giuliano, Hannah, I have to send Hannah all the addresses of everybody who won. Hannah, Giuliano is one of your winners of your guided journal. And what's crazy is, yes, and I have to send Hannah, I owe Hannah the addresses. Giuliano, when we get off this, remind me, send me your address so she can send it to you. But I mean, I just have to say, like, Brazil as a country is so messed up. Like, the government, the economy, it's violent, etc.
The money.
But there is something. Oh, Hannah, Giuliano is one of my original Chloe and Maud Foundation student scholarships, and he's grown now. But it's fascinating how a country with so much strife, so much racism, so much poverty, I have never met more joyful people in my life. The first time I went to Brazil, I emailed my mom from an internet cafe, and I said, Mom, I feel like I've met my people. I said, people are like me here. They say hi, they wave, they smile. Everybody feels like your friend. I mean, it is so special. And obviously there are bad people. There are bad people everywhere. But the overall sentiment is the joy. Where do you think that comes from? With all, like, you grew up, you just told us you grew up and had to ask your neighbors for food. A lot of people would be like, I hate life. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be mad, and I hate everybody, and I hate being poor, and I hate this here. You have always been joyful. Where do you think that comes from?
I think it's about hope, that we always grew up with hope. Our country, in some ways, it's a poor country, like you said, about money. So we have to have some life. We have to believe. If you don't believe, things will not change, never. And I'm not talking just about my generation. You can talk, oh, it's the 90s people. No, it's always like, if you see my mom's generation did that, my grandma generation, because Brazil is being always in this kind of situation, the last option, the place where we send slaves, the place where we can just buy some food and just leave the country and not think about people who is living there. So yes, from Nana, yes, from my grandma, for sure, Julia. I told Maud how we learned with grandma. and there is the point where we always have hope. Like when we went to Providencia, and was everybody black people, me, Chloe and Maud, Allison, Hugo, and then when they were smiling, not just because, oh, it's people from the US. No, it was a light, it was a hope. It was four different people with different jobs from different places saying, hey, you can be this, you can be that, let's believe. Remember João? He was just
Giuliano,
three
do
or
I remember
four.
him? I
He
think
was
about
all
him every day. I do. Giselle knows I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with that child, which is also why when they didn't have water in the beginning, I was like, João doesn't have water. Oh, we have to do something.
yes.
Because my baby has to have water. Like, that's my boo, you know.
I know. So see how he was smiling, even though he didn't understand what is really happening there. It was a dance. It was a panel discussion. What these people were doing, but he was smiling because life is already so hard on us. If we don't smile, if we don't believe it, if we don't wake up and say good morning to our neighbor, life will not get better. That's the first point. So when I met you and Chloe, and the first day I said hi, and I said, and in some way I mentioned that I don't know many English, how to speak English, and you both said, okay, let's try to exchange. And I remember the really first time I was trying to take Chloe's class on Tap Rio, and I was a scholarship student. At that time, scholarship students could not take classes of the biggest,
like the headliner,
because it was expensive. The festival, yeah. So it was expensive. It was a whole situation. I understood that, but I was already happy. I was already watching everybody. So yeah, that was the point for me and my friend. But we got at the point that we said we're gonna take her class, and then we talked with the production. They said, "Oh, that's the price of the if you wanna just take her class." And then we said, "What? This is like the money we have for the week to eat." And then I tried to talk with her. I remember the phone that she had was not even an iPhone on that.
Probably like a BlackBerry.
And then she started to talk on. She started to talk. I don't know if it was Kalina already, but she was talking with her manager. And then the person said the price in dollars. I converted, and it was like already so expensive. The next day we went to the beach, like during 2 hours. That was the point where everything started on Tap Room, about go to the beach and tap there. We went there because we needed money, me and the guys, because we said we're gonna
perform. So the dance studio is here. It's a block, and then it's the beach. It's amazing. They went to street perform to make enough money to take Chloe's class.
And then when we came back, we told her we didn't make much money. It's
not common at all.
You see many dancers as you see in LA. Yeah. It's not popular. You see singers, but not dancers. So people are not used to stop, give some tip. No. And then we came back and said that. I remember her face when she's thinking many things. She was like, and she made this. I know that she went to Steven's room, and then she came back in a few minutes. And then Bolasha came and said, all of you spread in the back of the room. Just go inside. Silence. Take her class. And then after years, she told me that she had a huge discussion with Steve and Adriana about, okay, if the scholarship students cannot go inside my room, I'm paying for each one of them to take my class. And then that was the point where everything started. And then Steve and Adriana, the production changed it a little bit. And then today, the students can choose for any class.
It's amazing though, because you guys made that happen, because you didn't even just ask, can I have the class? You all went to try to street perform. And y'all, in Brazil, people don't give money to street performers. Like, it's not like the culture.
No. Actually, they stole your money, so we have to ask for someone else stay with the phone, other people to look to the phone.
It's too much theft. It's too easy for somebody to just run and snatch it. But it's just not like cultural. But I mean, it's amazing, and we know Chloe's Portuguese is not great, but we know that her heart is great.
Don't say that.
But her heart makes up for not understanding everything, and she made it happen. Hey, one of our students from Madureira is here. Oi, Marceli, tudo bom?
Ai, Marcele tá aqui, Marcele. And she was a Giuliano person nowadays because she was the person who brought the popcorn to and started all the situation with the Madureira to said, hey, I'm from Madureira. Hey, I have a project. Hey, can you come to meet us? She was the person.
It's amazing. Marceli, how old are you? ¿Cuántos años, Marceli? 12?
She's 12. Quantos você tem, Marcelo? I think she's 12 or 13. And they were selling popcorns to pay the bus ticket to go to Tapping Rio classes. That's how her mom was making money. And was like just two moms with like 10 kids. One mom was looking for all the other kids. They were all of them were scholarship students from Tapping Rio. It's a program where Adriana keep the scholarship to the Madureira because Adriana is from Madureira.
I didn't know that.
Now I know the story behind that. Adriana is from Madureira. She took classes there many years. She started there, so that's why she kept the scholarships to her people.
I love that. Well, the way I met Marceli is she asked to take a picture with me after class. This was at Tap in Rio last year, 2019. And then I saw her mom. I think they gave me a bag of popcorn that had like her name and like a little picture. And I was like, what is this? And they're like, pipoca and then her mom explained like, oh, we sell these to like help all the kids, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, how much are they? And she said, 2 reais. I said, I'll buy 50. And then Chloe was over to the like 10 feet away. I was like, Chloe. She's like, what? I was like, I need 100 reais. I was like, you're buying 50 things of popcorn. And we gave them the whatever. I think we bought 100. And I gave her the cash. And she was like, literally, Marceli was like this. She was frozen. And her mom, like, about to start crying. And I said, I gave them the money. I don't know. Giuliano's frozen. Is he frozen? Giuliano, is he frozen for y'all? He's frozen for me. Giuliano, are you? Oh, okay, I was like,
I'm back. And
then I was like, we gave them the money, and her mom was like, no, like we have to bring you the popcorn, and I was like, I don't want the popcorn. Like, I said we don't want the popcorn, but we just respect that you guys are fundraising and making popcorn and just trying to work. Also, guys. To give you perspective, 2 reais is the equivalent of like 50 cents in America. And also to give everybody here perspective, right now, what is the dollar to you guys?
5.5 reais.
5.5.
Almost 6.
Oh, Giselle said 5.6.
Oh, thank you, Giselle. We have to keep looking at it every day because of our business.
Horrific. Yes. So that means what cost me $10 costs you $56. And so I just think it's important too, like for us as traveling and stuff, is always being considerate of the countries and the places we go visit. I have a rule when I'm in Brazil. I don't bargain or negotiate with street vendors, with people when I buy like the bikinis on the street or like a conga or like earrings. And if they're like, 30 reais, that's 30 reais. And then one of my Brazilian friends might be like, that's expensive. You can get it for 10 reais. I'm like, I have dollars. I make dollars. I'm going to pay them what they want because they're artisans and they're hustling. And if I can afford it.
Under the sun.
Burning their
bodies, walking their whole,
working hard. She said, okay, so Leah, you said if somebody had 10, here's the weird thing, Leah, Brazil is very expensive. So you would not be rich. You just, like, that's why there's so much poverty. There's either you're really poor or you're really rich. The middle doesn't really exist as much like it exists here in America. And it's really sad because you literally on the same street see one person, one child begging for food on the corner and somebody walking past them with a Gucci bag. But there's not really much of an in-between. But no, I mean, it's interesting. Oh my God, Giuliano, how is it almost time? Before we leave, I have to ask you my quick questions, my joyful questions. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes,
Person
yes, I am.
that brings you the most joy.
my gosh. Um, it was my grandma. Now more than ever, my sister.
Oh,
She's
I
still my
love that.
sister.
But you know, your grandma's always with you. So, this city that brings you the most joy.
Rio de
I
Janeiro.
was gonna say, if you say anywhere in America, I am taking away your Brazilian passport.
If you said in America, I could see LA or New Orleans, but if once I'm in Brazil,
Good.
Rio de Janeiro. It's my
I mean, it's
favorite
the
place.
same for me, and I'm not even Brazilian. A song that brings you joy.
Oh, okay. Giselle's gonna laugh now because it's a kid's song, but it's a song that I have on my leg. I did a tattoo with that. It's Crystal Moon. It's from
She's
Shusha.
laughing.
She was a really, yeah. She's laughing. She knows, but it's my song. Since I was young, I started to sing that as a prayer every morning, like praying using because talk about if you never dreams, your dreams will never come true. It's about that. What this song said. It's a kid's song, but it was what moves me to always believe I could go. When we were watching soap operas is really famous here, guys. At my grandma's house, I always said one day I'll be in this place. It was Rio or São Paulo, and my grandma, I'm sorry, my son, but we don't have money even from food. I said one day I'll be there, and this song was always in my mind. I was always say, I'm gonna dream. I'll be there. And then when I went to Tapir, I said, Grandma, I'm calling you from Rio. It's happening. So
I just got the chills. I love that.
This song always making me, this song always making me believe.
It's amazing how music can be a part of our history because we remember how the song makes us feel where we were, and that carries with us for forever. No, it's so powerful. Okay, your food that brings you joy.
Food? Yeah. Woohoo! I love pasta.
And when you are able to travel again, where's the first place you want to go?
There's so many places I want to go back. Oh, but I know Rio is right here, so I don't know. We can take a car, a bus, and 10, 12 hours. It's too much, but it's close. But if I could just go back to my Papa Nick's house and just hug him and cry for some minutes and ask him, can I just stay here? I just called him last week saying, Dad, I miss you so much. I miss our talks. He just laughing with me in my room back in there. So if I could just take one flight, go there, spend 1 hour with Nick, Roxy, and Chris, for me it would be amazing to be with them again. It's been
that I'm gonna send this to him because that Nick is the best. Nick is really an angel.
Yes. And since grandma died, he's always calling me. He's always asking if I'm about my mental health situation, if I'm okay, if my sister is okay. Roxanne has been talking to me a lot if I'm taking care. So I told him after 24 years, God sent me a dad, a real father, because I didn't grow up with my father. So I said after 24 years, I got a father, and he is.
Sometimes our family is given to us and not born into, and it doesn't make it any less important or impactful. Like when people say, I don't really believe in the like blood is thicker than water. I believe that friends are the family that we choose.
Literally, how many conversations, how many talks we had, how many moments we had, how many dreams we exchanged, how many things we learned with each other.
Exactly.
That's what we talk about family, about real, pure love.
It's the truest. So, Giuliano, before we get out of here, because Instagram might cut us off, first of all, thank you for being on the MAUDCAST. Thank you for doing all the flyers for the MAUDCAST. And where can people find and support your platform and the work that you're doing? If you want to put it in the comments, everybody make sure you follow Giuliano. But he's teaching classes online and stuff, so he'll put it in there, and I'm sure it's in the link in his bio. But make sure you support.
Yes. You can follow me here on Instagram. It's the best way to find me. And also, I'm opening a class to my American students. They text me this week. So if you want to take in class with me talking in English, now you have the possibility. I'm gonna start a class this week on Wednesdays with my
Oh,
American students. It's the best way to
Giuliano, we
find me.
forgot. Let's learn some really quick Portuguese. And if Instagram cuts us off, I love you. How do you say hi? Oi.
Oi, oi, oi,
Oi. Everybody
oi,
do like this. Oi. Oi.
oi,
Oi.
oi.
Oi. How do you say? I think when you go to a country, you have to know hi, thank you, yes, and no. So how do you say thank you?
Yes. My class will
Oh,
be
okay.
on Zoom platform. Thank you. It's obrigado, obrigado for men. Obrigada for women. Yes or no, it's like Spanish. Sim
Sim
and no.
and no.
It's really close
But
to
it's close to
Spanish.
Spanish, but y'all
Yes.
got a little
Sim.
oomph on it because it's like, oh, it's not no, it's
Yes.
no.
Now. Yes.
Let's
Now
go
or
over
sim.
thank you again. That's
Sim
hard.
with
So
M.
for a girl, obrigada,
Obrigada.
obrigada. And for a boy,
Obrigado.
obrigado.
Use O at the end.
Do.
Yes. Yes. Hi, it's oi. Yes.
Oi,
Oi.
like
Like
oi.
that.
And how do you say,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Yeah. It's huge. It's called Como vai
Too much.
você?
Easy.
Huge.
To the bone, to the bang. Teach them that. Teach them to the bone.
Tudo bem. Tudo bem. Tudo bem.
To the bang.
Tudo bem.
That means
Tudo
everything's
bom.
good.
Tudo bem.
To the bang.
Yes.
It's
All
all
good.
good. On that note, Giuliano, thank you for being on the MAUDCAST, our 14th.
Obrigado, Maud. I love you. Amo
Eu amo
você.
você também. Toda gente aqui. Muito obrigada de estar aqui com Giuliano.
Thank you so much, everybody.
We
love
love you guys.
all.
Support Giuliano. Support people. It doesn't take a lot to help a lot. It only takes a little to help a lot. So I love you guys. I can't wait to come back to Brazil. And I love you, Giuliano. Keep up the great work. I'm very proud. Ciao, querido. Beijo, me liga. Ciao.